Hello, everybody. Today I'm giving my 8-year update. I can't believe this was going on for 8 years, the Reciprocity Project, and I wanted to show you what's going on with it. So, what I'm going to do is show you analytics of what it means to actually build a legitimate platform and my experiences with this and some of the things that we have done in the last year in terms of really transforming this platform. So, if you don't know me, I'm Professor Dave Maslach, and I'm a professor of innovation. And halfway through, when I was on the tenure track, assistant professor. For those of you who don't know, just a newly minted professor. I thought, why can't I create a platform to create non-rejectable research papers in all forms of intellectual property? And when I began this, I thought it would be easy. Just put up a website and everybody would be attracted to it. But I quickly realized that that is not the case. There's a lot more to it. And so I began getting on to different platforms and telling you and helping you in various different ways with the life that you might experience that is pretty typical, normal as an academic researcher, as a professor or a PhD or anybody like that that is doing this. So I want to show you where I'm at this moment. So this is 8 years in, and I've been building this thing out. Remember, I'm a professor of innovation. I thought that this would be really easy, but it's not. There's nothing easy about doing any of this stuff. I'm going to give you some tips before I get into this. Um, in terms of making it a lot easier before I get into the numbers. So, the first thing is if you're going to build anything like this, remember the internet is extraordinarily algorithmic, and there is a lot more other things that are going on behind the scenes than just building a great product. So, the internet is moderating your growth. Different platforms are moderating your growth, and you have to embrace those particular things. In the last few years, there's been a dramatic change in what is happening on the internet, and that is because of AI. Artificial intelligence is changing many of these platforms, and I expect it to become increasingly more competitive on all of these platforms. There's a lot more people doing this kind of stuff because of artificial intelligence, and pretty soon artificial intelligence will be producing its own content, and that's actually what's going on various different platforms that I'm seeing at this moment. Um, so all of this means it's harder to break out. And if you are on different platforms like Twitter and TikTok and blogs and Facebook and stuff, it's not going to work out that well. It's a it's a very difficult journey. The ones that typically work for me, and I think that this is pretty universal, that have been very good, is LinkedIn and YouTube. They're playing pretty fairly for a long time, and they continue to play fairly for a long time. But there's likely a lot more room for growth in the future. So I want to show you some of these numbers in terms of what's going on the platform. I find it exciting and it motivates me to see these. And I look back and I look at where I came because I was really excited. So when I began this is when I started. I was actually paying for views back in 2027. It was really expensive. And you can see that's where I began in 2017, sorry. And you can see that, yeah, that I was really excited with these numbers at this moment. And now we're getting in the hundreds of thousands per month, where people are watching the videos that I put out. That's starting to get pretty scary in terms of what's going on. So, in total, to give you an idea, 4.6 million views have been watched on my YouTube channel. You can see it's actually decreasing. I think AI, as well as the peak of COVID, where people are just not on the internet as much, and artificial intelligence, some of the algorithms have changed on YouTube as well, where they're not promoting some of the content and there's competition. TikTok is going through something really weird this year. So I don't know if it's still going to be around. If it's around, the competition is still going to be pretty steep, but they're changing things up at YouTube. So 4.6 million views, 130,000 hours watched of my ugly face. um, so if you're one of the 20,459 subscribers, I do appreciate everything that you do. Um, I remember my first subscriber was my developer, my contract developer, and it took me months and months and months just to get a few subscribers of doing this on a regular basis. So I don't even know that contract developer is watching, but I do appreciate all of you that are on there. In terms of growth from the previous period, the 6 month period, it's down 13%. Again, things change, they ebb and flow, and I'm not necessarily worried. I'm more worried about building community and making sure that you feel good with the journey of the research journey, of all of the experiences that you typically go through. On my blog, so this is on the YouTube channel. I do have a blog. I use almost all forms of content at this moment, building this out. You could see that there's a decline, and it's been a decline ever since the last year and a half. And so only in the last year, there's 36,000 only 36,000 viewers of the blog that I have. So it's blog.reciprocity.com. And you can see it's continuing to decrease over time. I think what's happening is artificial intelligence is playing a very big role in this, and it's shifting a lot of the blogs. The way that I have been navigating this is becoming more personal and telling my own journey and my own experiences a lot more, because you can't replicate that with anything. There is a lot more of a personal journey that goes on with all of this. On LinkedIn, LinkedIn's actually been doing really, really well for me. I actually had 2.6 million impressions this year alone. That's pretty spectacular, and I'm really excited about that. On LinkedIn, I have 6,500 followers, and I do appreciate each and every one of you as I build out this project and I continue to build this thing out. On the platform itself, in the last 6 months, there was almost 7,000 people that have gone on to the platform, and 1,200 people that have actually logged into it. So what we're doing on the platform, to give you an idea, is we're changing it up and making it easier and more attractive at the front end. There was a lot of back end work that's happened, and what I want to do is shift it up to make it more exciting and more interesting, gamify it a lot more, so it becomes a more exciting, um, dynamic environment that you want to participate on, so that we can leverage more of the artificial intelligence and make it a lot more fun, gamify it. The idea is to create a platform where it's fun to do research. It's exciting, it's interesting. You get to collaborate, you get to play games, all of those things that we wish that we could do, and remove a lot of the feelings where it feels like work. I'm continuing to build this out. And we put in games on there, in quizzes. We're putting in more metrics that are in there. We're making the user interface a lot more attractive, particularly at the front end, making it more silly. I'm going to build out a lot more of that in the year to come. That's going to be my biggest focus, is on that, but also improving the artificial intelligence in the background, so it becomes easier to use as we do this, and have more analytics, so that more of what we actually do can be traced, and it becomes more exciting and interesting as researchers, as people that are interested in building knowledge, and doing science. So if you want to do things like this, first of all, reach out to me. I'm always around, and I try to communicate as much as I can. But on the other side is if you want to do this on your own, and welcome you to just pay attention to what I'm doing and look at all of the different things I'm doing. It's very difficult, but I know that you can do this. If I can do this kind of goofy person, surely you can do it as well. All right. Good luck with it all. Take care and have a wonderful day.